Hello again. In this video we're going to talk about users on your WordPress website. You are automatically a user, and you can also add additional users into your site if you have staff members that you want to give access to the back end and the ability to do a few things. So again, we're starting in the dashboard, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the users menu, and you will see here we have three options. One is users, one is add new, and one is your profile. We're going to take these slightly out of order. When you first click on the users menu, you get to this users page, and what it's going to do is list all of the users that are in your website. In this case, my website only has one user right now, and that is me. It lists my username, my full name, my email address, my role, and the number of posts that I have written. From here, you can edit other users, but in this case, since we don't have any other users yet, we'll just talk about that in a few moments. The first thing I want you to do is notice that, looking at yours, just as with mine here in this example, you are the administrator. That is something we've done for you here at the Commission. Each site has to have at least one administrator, and so you, as the director, the person who signed up for this program, you are automatically an administrator. That means you can do everything that you are allowed to do in WordPress. You can change the themes, you can change the settings, you can add new users, you can delete posts, you can write posts, you can do pretty much everything. Okay. Once you're in for the first time, what I would want you to do is make sure you go to your profile. Okay. Now, your profile is always going to be the same. It's going to be you because you're logged in. Let's say you have an assistant at the library. You've set them up. If they log in under their account and they go to your profile, they're going to get to their profile because they're the person logged in. Now, there is a bunch of stuff here. Really, I'm just going to focus on the things that I want you to specifically pay attention to, and that is the information mostly under name and contact information. Your username was assigned to you by us. This cannot be changed. It's typically, we've set it up as first initial, last name, but unless you made a specific request, that's probably the way it's going to be. What we do need you to do is fill in your first name and your last name, and then some sort of nickname. Now, the nickname doesn't have to be a literal nickname. It can be the same as your username. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Once you have filled in your first name, your last name, and your nickname, then what you need to do is choose how you want your name displayed in your site. Here's the example where this is going to happen. If you write a post, chances are that post is going to say published by someone, whoever wrote it. And in my case, because under display name publicly it says Michael, it's going to say published by Michael. Okay. I could change that now based on the first name, last name, and nickname. I could have it say published by Michael Sowers. Or if my nickname was Mike, I could say published by Mike. Completely up to you how you want to do it. These are the options, but we do ask that you fill this in and you choose something. I'm going to generally stick with my first name as the published by. Okay. Your email address should automatically be filled in here when we set up your account. If you need to change it, here's where you can change it. If you then have a separate website, as I do, or AOL Instant Messenger connection information, Yahoo Instant Message, Google Talk contact information, you can fill these in. You are not required to. Completely 100% optional. Also then, with your biographical information, you can fill this in if you want. Again, we are not requiring it. Last but not least, and kind of important on this page, is to change a password. You can change your password here. You just type it in once, type it in again. We like to ask that on the strength indicator you get at least to a medium, if not a very strong password. If you're an administrator and you have other users, you can reset their password here. And this is what I would do if for some reason you can't get logged into your site, password isn't working. I can go in and I can reset your password. I cannot tell you what your password is. I can just change it to something else. I will then send you your new password, and you can then change it here to something that is a little maybe easier for you to remember or much more complicated, because I usually set very simple passwords when I'm doing a password reset. So fill in that information. When you're all done, click Update Profile down here at the bottom. Your changes should take effect pretty much immediately. Okay. Now, for those of you who have other staff members that you want to participate in contributing to your blog, if it's just you, you're all done here. If you have other staff members that you want to be able to write posts or possibly moderate comments, things like that, then what you need to do is you need to go to Add New under Users. Okay. What you're going to do here is you're going to give them a username, you're going to type in their email address, and you're going to choose a role for them. This fourth option, skip confirmation email, you should not see that on your screen. That is only available to me because I'm a super administrator for the whole program. So let's say we have another user named Joe, and so his last name is Smith, so I'm going to create a username called J Smith, and actually then I'm going to put in my Gmail address here, and then I need to choose a role for Joe. Okay. By default, there are 5 different roles you can choose from. You are an administrator. Administrators can do everything in the site. I've already mentioned this. So if you want your other staff member to be able to do as much as you can do, set them as an administrator. The next stage down is an editor. Editors can do things like write posts, write pages, edit content, delete content, but they can't change settings for the site, such as they can't change the theme. They can't necessarily manipulate some plugins. I'm not sure they can add or move widgets in the sidebars. Okay, so an editor role would be like you want them to be able to write content and edit content, but you don't want them to be able to change the site at a basic level. The next level down is author. Authors can just create content such as posts, correct that? They can create posts, but then their content must be approved by an administrator or an editor, okay? So let's say you've maybe got a board member who would like to be able to write blog posts, but you want to make sure that they've been spell checked and looks good and kind of fits with the content of the site, and you want to have to approve that content before it actually gets published, you could set that board member as an author. There are 2 other choices here, contributor and subscriber. Really at this point, not very much use. Those people really can't do all that much. I mean, you get down to subscriber and all they can do is read content. But considering you want everybody in the world to be able to read your content, there's no reason to create a user that's just a subscriber. If you would like additional information about this, I will provide a link to this page from the WordPress website. You might also be able to read the URL here in this video. This page gives you all the details about what the different user roles can do. And if I scroll down a whole bunch here, it even gets down to a chart where if it's blue in the box, it tells you exactly what users can do. And as you can see, super administrator, which is what I am, I can do some additional things. Administrators, you can do all these things to your website. So you get further down, editors can do a little less, authors can do a little less, contributors can do even less, and as I mentioned, subscribers, all they can do is read the content. So this page is available to you. As I said, I will provide a link in the post with this video so you can get more information there. Jumping back to our back end, once I have added that user, I would just go ahead and click Add User, and what they will do is they will get an email at the email address you supplied. It will ask them to log in and create a password for their account, and then what will happen is they will be listed as a user on your user's page. At the moment, you'll notice that it's not listed there yet because I, as the recipient of that email, have not approved my subscription. Okay, or excuse me, approved my access to the website. If you have multiple users on your site and you need to say somebody leaves your employment, you can then literally just find them. I would see a Joe Smith here. I would hover over that, and I would have a delete option available to them to be able to get rid of them. Also, then, if I wanted to edit Joe's account, I would hover over and click on Edit. That would get me to his profile page. I could say change his email address if necessary. I could also change his password if necessary. So that's the basics of users and your profile and user roles. If you have any questions, as always, just leave a comment in the blog post with this video, and I will help you out as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.